Captain Marvel, Mantis, Ebony Maw, the Hulk, Ghost, Captain America. What do all these people have in common? Welcome back, Desk Poppers, to another episode, another review of
Secret Invasion Episode 6, Home.
Nice, the finale, bro. This is where it ends. We were talking about all these different superheroes.
Yeah.
Well, no, we were talking about all these superheroes at the beginning. We have like a whole, like the strongest person in the MCU just got created. And I just don't know where the MCU goes from here.
What happens now? What do they do with her?
We kind of talked about it. We were like, oh, when Gravik gets all these powers, like you have to kind of kill him off just because he's the strongest person alive. But now that got switched to Gaia. It's a weird place for the MCU to be. I mean, obviously, like you already had Captain Marvel. You already had these like really strong characters.
But they all had that one power though. Or like 1 or 2, 3 powers.
Yeah,
she has like 75 now.
They went through the computer screen and all that, bro. And you saw every single name that's ever been in the MCU.
Yeah.
Like even Iron Man was there. I'm like, what powers does he have? You know, like
intellectually.
like the money. Like she just makes money out of thin air. Did you enjoy the episode though?
I did enjoy the episode.
I feel
a
like
lot of the stuff we talked about came true. And I don't know if it was in the previous episode because I didn't watch it. But like Rhodey being kidnapped.
Well, we already, I mean, that was pretty, no? Like,
I mean, it was pretty obvious, but I'm saying because the way his character changed a lot in this show.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious that he got kidnapped.
We were kind of right about the 2 Nick Furies too. Now, I don't know if there was 2 Nick Furies during the whole show, but we got 2 Nick Furies in the finale.
In this show, yeah, we did. Gaia was one of them. Did you pick up on it really fast that there was that Nick Fury wasn't the actual Nick Fury? No.
When was the point? Like, was it when Nick Fury showed up in the hospital that you realized it was 2 different ones, or?
I don't remember when exactly the other Nick Fury came into the show, like into the.
He came pretty late.
But I think it was around the time when he was drinking from the flask. Or that guy was drinking from the flask.
Nick Fury?
Yeah.
And then they were like having their monologue and you were like, I don't think this is him?
Yeah.
I realized as soon as Sonya called Rhodey and was like, Nick Fury's on his way.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, one of these Nick Fury's not real, and I'm pretty sure someone, because in my head I was like, why the hell is Nick Fury going into the city that's filled with radiation?
Yeah.
Like we know he's in Captain Marvel. If we didn't know he was in Captain Marvel, I might have believed that was a real Nick Fury and he was about to die because of the radiation. Mm-hmm. But knowing that he's in Captain Marvel, I'm like, this can't be Nick Fury. Like he's not gonna die.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like a lot of people are hating on the finale, man. Do you think the hate is warranted?
I think it just leaves a lot of questions unanswered. What happens now? What goes on from here? Like, what does Gaia do with Sonya?
Oh, with the skull, like empire and everything that she's building.
Yeah.
I do have a little theory about that. I do think Gaia. So we talked about how Nick Fury told Gaia, "Hey, I talked to the Kree. They're cool. You're cool. You know, whatever it is." But the president did put out a hit on the Skrulls.
That one was crazy because he did that, and then they show that he's also killing innocent people.
Yeah. Well, with that random lady that didn't change, and well, he's not killing them, but the people that he pretty much sent a hit out.
Hired.
And I felt like that was very Trump-esque. Where, well, I mean, I'm saying it in the sense that he's pretty much giving out this hateful message to like a certain group of people, and then just everybody feels like it's their job and responsibility to
take it in their own hands.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it's up to me to kill these foreigners, you know? And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, what?
These people are
not your job. Because they looked like they were vigilantes, like they were just random people who just dressed up.
I like how the guy that shot the woman and she didn't change, he just like looks around and then runs off.
Yeah, he's like, fuck.
Like, dude, you did that in front of cameras.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I don't know, just that whole, I think that's gonna lead into the Skrulls going against the humans and the Kree. I think the Kree are gonna be like, you know what, we don't want to work with you after all.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna be the driving force in the Marvels. It's gonna be the Kree going like, you know what, we don't want to work with the Skrulls, and I think this gives the Skrulls a real reason to go against humanity. So now we have an enemy in the Skrulls because now Talos is in there to like sweet talk them into it, and I think Gaia's a little less like her father, in which like she's like, let's fuck shit up.
She's more rebellious.
Mm-hmm. You know what's cool too? So at the end of last episode, me and Angel were talking, and I don't know if you remember, Nick Fury was on the phone talking to someone, and Angel thought it was very obvious that it was Gravik, and I was like, oh no, I thought he was calling for help, and he was calling for help. He was calling Gaia. So I just want to put it out there. I was right. Just because, like, I don't know, everybody made it seem like it's not a big deal. So I was like, bro, he's calling somebody. There's no way that he's just calling Gravik to end this, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was happy that I was right. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. We did talk about it a little bit. Rhodey was kidnapped. He was in his little gown. Did they specify when they kidnapped him?
No. They just said that they had kidnapped a bunch of world officials. And what's his face? The guy from the beginning. The guy from Black Panther.
We were right about that too. Martin Freeman. Everett Ross?
Morgan Freeman?
Martin Freeman. Martin?
Yeah. Everett Ross. Yeah,
Everett Ross.
He was in there.
Yeah, we were right about him showing up, but I really thought he was going to have a bigger role.
I really thought so too. Like, they just, like, kidnapped him in the beginning and then show him in the end?
They really told him, they were like, hey, bro, we just need you for these 2 scenes. We'll pay you
$250 million.
And a lot of people are saying that Rhodey got kidnapped during Civil War because he was wearing the same gown that he was wearing when he went into the machine. Now, the director of the show did say that he believes Rhodey got kidnapped during Civil War. I think we've learned our lesson that a lot of these directors, when they say something, it's not true. Like, at the end of the day, Kevin Feige is the one that makes the decisions, and sometimes he'll go back on what the director said and put a new plot point, you know, towards whatever they said. A lot of people are mad that they feel like Rhodey, if he got kidnapped in Civil War, that the Rhodey that connected with Nebula in Endgame, the one that helped out Iron Man in Infinity War and all these movies, post that now mean nothing. Do you think they mean nothing now just because it's a different person?
Means nothing in the sense that he has no actual connection to any of them.
Pretty much from Civil War to Secret Invasion is 10 years. Yeah. You're telling me in 10 years you can't create that connection with people?
Well, it wasn't his connection though.
No, but 10 years worth of connections, bro. Like, come on. If we met a new person today and in 10 years you're telling me we go through a lot of shit that we're not going to be close?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, you're saying like the Skrull and...
yeah, the Skrull. I'm talking about the Skrull.
It's having like a good connection?
Yeah, like the Skrull in Civil War replaces Rhodey. And then in those 10 years in the MCU universe, he creates his relationship with these people. So like people are saying that those scenes that Rhodey had that were impactful mean nothing now. And I'm like, no, they don't really mean nothing. It's just a different person having those connections with those people.
No, that's why I said it doesn't mean anything because the actual Rhodey doesn't have those connections with them. So if they ever like bring them together and they're not gonna have that actual connection. He's just gonna be like some weird guy, you know.
Oh, like now the Rhodey, the original Rhodey, is coming into this MCU universe,
into this connection with everybody that he doesn't have.
Damn, dude, and he doesn't even know Iron Man's dead or Tony's dead.
If it's true that's true,
yeah. I think
I was gonna say because that seems kind of odd because in this show, this Rhodey acted super different. Like it wasn't like the Rhodey we know. I don't know if I believe the Civil War.
I don't believe either, bro. They didn't say it in the episode. That's why I tend not to believe it. I feel like it would make more sense for him to get switched out at the end of Endgame or even at the beginning of this show, you know?
Yeah, because even in those movies, he had his leg braces, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he didn't have him on this in the show.
Also, he was in Captain America: Winter Soldier, and he was like having this deep connection with Sam about being black and about being a black superhero, you know?
Yeah.
And I just feel like it wouldn't make sense for that to be a Skrull. Yeah. It just makes more sense for Rhodey to be switched out at the beginning of this show, or like close to the beginning of the show,
like
you know?
Within like months
of the show,
yeah.
I'm just saying... I wouldn't believe the directors because at the end of the day, Kevin Feige has the
final decision.
Now, I was gonna bring up because we were right as well. You didn't watch our episode, from the last time, but we were right. Yeah. We would talk about how Gravik was a bad leader, and then they finally turned on him.
Yeah,
because he's a bad leader.
Yes.
And we were right. I'm so, like I talked about it, I'm so happy that we caught on to that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just bad writing that we're like, oh, why is he like acting like such a bad leader?
Yeah. No. The writing was good because we knew he was a bad leader.
Because we picked up on it. And do you think he killed all the Skrulls? Because there were a lot of dead bodies when Nick was coming in.
Yeah, I'm sure he killed
a good amount.
Yeah.
Of the people.
The people that
Benito? No, what's the kid's name? Beto. Biro. I'm sad he went out like that. Gravik had a great monologue. When him and Nick Fury were talking, and he just, Kingsley Ben-Adir, he was in Barbie too. Oh my, Ben-Adir? Kingsley. I'm gonna call him Kingsley for the boys in the back.
Yeah.
Dude, I think he did such a great job acting in this show, in this episode, and everything that they gave him. I'm really sad to see him go because they killed him. But he had a great monologue with Nick Fury. He was like, "You're the one that made me kill first. Like you're the reason I got my first kill." And his first kill was
his double, his bodysuit or whatever.
His bodysuit that he uses, man. Yeah. You never forget your first kill.
That's true. I still remember mine.
Yeah, dude, it's something that just haunts you for the rest of your life, you know. And once you do it once, it's easy to do it twice. Yeah,
you gotta cut that out. We're gonna get fucking
doxed, bro. The FBI's gonna be like, "Hey, we got all these murders happening. We think it's you." No, he did a great job. What else was part of the monologue? He just brought up.
It was just him bringing up all the shit Fury made him do.
Do you think now learning that Gravik has every right to?
No.
Like, you don't think he had a little bit of like, oh, he's... Because I was like...
I mean, he had certain things that were right, but for him to go full terrorist, no.
Full terrorist, full dictator, full, like, just destroy the world. Like,
no.
Like,
no. You had the right to, like, beat up Fury or, you know, kill him, but...
Or go to therapy, you know?
Yeah. Towards the end...
Did you like the fight? What did you think about the VFX?
What fight are we talking about? Oh, that fight. It looked good. There was a lot of Carol Danvers, rainbow-ish...
Like Goku, like the shimming, see the outline.
Yeah, it was cool. I also liked how only her arms grew big when she was going for the muscle.
Well, that's what Gravik did too. So when he kicked her, only his like right leg or left, only one leg turned into the Hulk.
Yeah.
Leg, and he just like kicked her. So Gravik was going pure strength. Like he was Hulk, Abomination, Korg. He took a lot of those powers. Gaia, on the other hand, did Mantis, did Ghost, did a lot of those not strength powers, but more intelligent. Like she fought more intelligent than Gravik.
Yeah.
It definitely showed, and it definitely showed that she like knew what she was doing better than Gravik.
Yeah, because all he wanted to do was just beat the fuck out of her.
And Gaia won at the end, bro. Are you sad they killed my boy Gravik? No. Like in the sense that we're never gonna see him again. Like I feel like he would be a great character to come back.
Possibly, but I mean,
I just like the actor.
I just don't see a way of him coming back, even if he were to come back. But what I wanted to talk about was Fury and his wife Priscilla. Their little talk at the end when his little spaceship comes down.
Yeah,
I really thought they were gonna kill her, and they
did.
They. Anybody.
Like the government or Gravik?
Yeah, anybody.
I mean, Gravik tried to kill her.
Both sides.
Oh.
Or that Fury was going to kill her. Because I really thought she was going to be like a bigger part of the movement.
She was a big part. She is now helping Nick, no?
Yeah, she's now... I guess they made up. She joins him on his rest of his Saber trip, I guess. Even though she wants to be down here and doing
her scientist stuff. So now we got, Loki to look forward to, man. Do you think...
Loki, I'm ready for Loki. I'm going to have to rewatch the show so I remember what the fuck happened.
And then we got the Marvels, which do you think it's going to be directly set up from Secret Invasion, or do you think it's going to be its own thing?
Like it'll like continue off of...
Yeah, like not even continue off, but do you think it will have some remnants of the stories from Secret Invasion, or just gonna be its whole?
I think it's just gonna be its own thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
People are saying
I don't think it's gonna talk anything about Secret Invasion, and if anything, like if Fury like shows up, he might like bring up
the Skrull rebellion that happened on Earth or whatever.
Yeah, he might bring it up real quick, but it won't like affect.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people are like, oh, you have to watch Secret Invasion to watch the Marvels. I hate this. I'm like, I don't think so.
I don't know. A lot of these shows don't really connect to the movies.
Even like WandaVision didn't really connect to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, not entirely. I mean, if anything, it was just the way she just became into the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really need to watch the show for...
You don't. Did you enjoy the series as a whole?
In its entirety, 6 episodes, like 20 minutes each one. Yeah, it was great.
37.
Yeah, I know, but you know,
Disney
be weird, adding like 20 minutes of like bullshit
of the introduction and then like of the recap and then the end credit scene and then the little